Retief Odendaal, Mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay. Retief Odendaal, Mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay of the Democratic Alliance, said he strongly opposes any future coalition with ANC. Speculation about who DA will enter into a coalition with if ruling party drops below 50% of vote in next year's general election is part of discussion at this weekend's DA elective conference in Johannesburg. Considered a favorite of party leader Helen Zille, Odendaal leads a 10-party coalition in Nelson Mandela Bay, which he has held since being elected in September 2021. His view contradicts that of some of his colleagues, including Cape Town's Mayor Geordin Hill-Lewis, who is against a coalition with the EFF. In a previous interview, the Mail and Guardian, Hill-Lewis said he would be happy to work with a wide variety of people who agree the DA, if there is any potential for coalition to exclude ANC, that must be tried first. The ANC must be punished democratically at ballot box for what it has done to South Africa, he said during that interview. Hill-Lewis said it would be ideal to have a coalition government that excludes ANC, but if that is not possible and the only alternative is an ANC-EFF coalition, it would be very foolish to suggest partnering with ANC. Keep the EFF out, should be removed from the table. But on Saturday, Day 1 of official opposition's elective conference, Odendaal told MNG DA on his subway was involved in a legal battle with state's Cogta MEC, Zolile Williams, because ANC wanted to force a working relationship with the Blue Party. PE Express reports that Williams has published proposed change the subway's governance system that would allow Nelson Mandela Bay to move from a mayoral-run collective executive system. We believe that any coalition without ANC or any government without the ANC, even a difficult 10-party coalition like in Nelson Mandela Bay, is better than a government with ANC, Odendaal said. The ANC essentially destroyed the government in South Africa. I am from the Eastern Cape, and if you go around the ANC government's majority municipalities, they look like war zones, as if there was a civil war there. They destroyed those municipalities. They screwed them up and they went bankrupt. Odendaal said the ANC did not deserve be given the opportunity to come back power. He said it was absolutely critical for opposition political parties to set aside differences and find common ground where they could work together to eliminate the ANC. He said that while the DA doesn't have a policy view on the matter, it should look into what voters want. Odendaal spent almost 7 months office in a volatile environment where mayors' coalition municipalities were frequently dismissed and replaced. He said part of his strategy to achieve this semi-longevity is to have him consult with coalition partners. He said he didn't take on the big brother role, something the DA is often accused of doing. As you can imagine, it is difficult to manage a 10-party coalition. There are very large and very different opinions and coalition meetings. But I think the exponential decline in Nelson Mandela Bay over the last few years, especially until June of last year, has made these parties want to be part of a coalition that works. Odendaal said Nelson Mandela Bay has made progress in service delivery and that the priority is to reduce the burden shedding rate for businesses. The city administration decided to protect businesses from first to the fourth stage of load shedding phase. Even then, have a 24-hour voluntary molt period, which means they only shed once a week for the entire day as cause havoc. So we got really innovative. What we are doing in anticipation this is that we are actually in the process of procuring 100 megawatts energy from an independent energy supplier. This is because we predict that the problem will not go away in the next few years, or may even get worse. We are a city that is very dependent on electricity, especially in the manufacturing sector, which is our main industry. We have to be prepared, he said. As MNG previously reported, the water crisis in the Nelson Mandela Bay subway has reached crippling and unprecedented levels. Consisting of Gqeberha, Kariega, Despatch and the rural surrounding Seaview and Colchester districts, the region has a population of 1.5 million. The crisis is the result of a protracted drought, wasted water from leaky pipes taps that took months to repair, political instability and its impact on the management implementation of projects, as well as mismanagement water infrastructure. As in other parts of the country, leaks contributed significantly to the crisis. Metro declared war on the fugitives, saying that 600 of the 1723 leaks reported by February 28 had been fixed. Odendaal said part of problem is that the city overdraws its dams, in violation of restrictions imposed by Water and Sanitation Ministry. We have stopped the removal of dams, which means there is one open on any given day. But we told our community and residents that we will have to make tough decisions. If some of our communities are have go without water for 2 or 3 days from time, that's the pain we have go through right now, unfortunately. He said the alternative is to over-extract and run dry. In such a case, the economy collapses. We've also completed and rapidly followed up on many of the drought mitigation and water boosting projects in the pipeline. As a result, we are now bringing the city 100 additional megaliters of water a day. He said managing Metro's water resources too cumbersome, and while there was debate that the city would achieve a zero-day scenario, unlikely to happen under current coalition.